Good morning, everyone. Here's your weather hazard briefing for Tuesday, May 4th. We still have showers around the region, and those will continue into this evening, maybe a few over in the eastern highlands overnight, and that's where we'll see a few afternoon thunderstorms possible. We might see one or two in the central mountains, but the best chance of seeing some lightning and thunder will be east of I-15, along and east of I-15, and even a little bit of higher elevation snow possible, especially this morning, and any showers that linger later on tonight. Now, high pressure builds in briefly. That'll bring us a quick shot of dry and warm weather, but by the time we get to later Thursday, but especially Friday and beyond, it's going to be colder, wet, and if you're going out this weekend, make sure you take some clothes and gear that are geared towards some colder weather. We might even see some snow in our middle and definitely in our upper elevations with that storm coming through. Now, you see we have our wave moving through this morning here on the satellite. That's already got some light showers going over in the eastern areas. We'll see some more redeveloping behind this initial push today. High pressure builds in, but you see all this huge amount of storminess out in the Pacific. This eventually shifts over us over the weekend. Now, the weather is kind of in two different camps, at least the idea that what might happen. The most likely scenario is we're going to have a large area of low pressure close off and meander over western Montana, Idaho, Oregon, Nevada, generally in our area over the weekend, maybe even into Monday and Tuesday before it shifts off to the east. It potentially could set up just far enough to our east that it might give us a little less chance of precipitation, but the most likely scenario, colder and continued wet over the weekend, and with the low over us, that means a daily chance of some thunderstorms in the forecast. Now, for today, we have a little bit of a breeze coming across the Snake Plain today that may cause some issues on American Falls Reservoir. Tonight and tomorrow morning, we're still not sure. We might have some pockets of frost and freeze across the Snake Plain and Magic Valley. We definitely will elsewhere, but because of the agricultural impacts, it may be a little more of an impact across the Snake Plain and Magic Valley. We're just not sure yet. A lot of times, even with it's getting colder here this time of year, we have enough wind that we don't see a lot of issues with frost and freeze despite the actual air temperatures. Now, winds pick up a little bit more on Thursday, then into the weekend, showers and thunderstorms and breezy, and we're starting to see those impacts in the mountains on Saturday just simply because it's going to start to get colder, and that's when we'll potentially see some snow falling in our middle and upper elevations for those that are heading out into the mountains over the weekend. So what's happening for today? You see this morning we have our main area showers all around the Island Park area, the Centennials down to the eastern highlands, maybe as far south as Idaho Falls and Blackfoot. That wave moves to the east, but you'll notice as we go through the day, we have a little more sunshine, a little bit of warmth out there. So some showers and a few thunderstorms, and like I said, areas along and east of I-15, that's your best chance of seeing a thunderstorm today. And that will shift off to the east. During the evening hours, we could see a brief downpour. This may be one of these situations in the mountains. It's a brief burst of snow. In the lower elevations, it's that grapple-type stuff, the little soft hail pellets that fall out of the sky later on this afternoon and this evening. But as we go into the evening and overnight hours, we start to see that activity hanging generally along and east of I-15 by midnight, and you'll see that it continues to shift over into portions of Wyoming, over into Montana, and now those places we should be done with precipitation until we get to later Thursday, and like I said, definitely into Friday. So taking a little closer look at how things look for the wind today. Some of those winds later this morning picking up around 20 to 30 miles per hour across the Magic Valley, Snake Plain, down into the southeastern highlands. By this afternoon, these areas seeing wind gusts in excess of 30, potentially closer to 40, out across the desert and the lava beds this afternoon. And that trend continues into this evening, as winds may be shifting the little strong push of stronger wind over towards American Falls and Pocatello and into the Caribou Highlands for at least the evening hours until we get to about sunset. Temperature-wise, today we're going to be in the 60s for most folks in the lower elevations, mid-60s from American Falls and Pocatello west. You're heading into the Bear Lake area, it'll be in the mid to upper 50s, low 50s in Island Park, Stanley mid-50s. If you're heading in the mountains, it'll be in the 40s to low 50s for this afternoon. And here we are talking about those temperatures tomorrow morning. Stanley, you're going to be cold as usual, 21 degrees, right around 30 degrees in Montpelier and Bear Lake. Across the desert, we'll be around 32 to 35 degrees. We'll be in the mid-30s to near 40 along the interstate corridor. So it's these more rural areas that might see some pockets of frost or maybe a brief freeze. Island Park, you'll be below freezing. Driggs below freezing as well tonight. And then for tomorrow, with the drier air in place, it's going to be a nice day with plenty of sunshine. For folks that like that type of weather this time of year, we'll be near 70 in Chalice, near 70 from Pocatello, mid-70s once you get to Twin Falls back towards the Treasure Valley. Even in the mountains, it's going to be in the 50s and 60s tomorrow afternoon. Thursday morning, definitely a lot warmer. We do have some wind trying to hang around on Thursday. 40s over much of the Snake Plain and the Magic Valley into the valleys south of 84 and 86. Still above freezing, though, if you get to Du Bois, 37, 30 at Island Park. We're going to be right around 30 in Stanley as well. And even warmer on Thursday. Look at that. Places pushing into the low to mid-80s during the afternoon hours. 72 in Stanley. 50s and 60s again in the mountains. Some of the higher peaks will stay in the 50s on Thursday. And Friday, we continue to warm up. Now, with a little more cloud cover and showers moving in, the afternoon temperatures will be lower while the morning temperatures will be higher. And you see those temperatures in the 60s pretty much at most of our lower elevation locations. Now, there's that wind on Friday, especially in the afternoon and evening. Some places will be gusting 30 to 40 miles an hour, maybe a little higher out across the craters area and the Arco Desert, and that will continue into Friday night. That's our next big wind day here in central and eastern Idaho, and the wind will stick around through the weekend. Temperatures Saturday morning, we drop back a little bit, and that with that low over us, and some of the precipitation up in the mountains that could be falling at least as a rain-snow mix early Saturday morning. With those temperatures continuing to drop back, we're going to be in the 50s over much of the Snake Plain and Magic Valley, our lower valley locations. Stanley, 46 degrees, Island Park, 45 degrees, and we talked about over the weekend, some areas are not going to get out of the 30s, especially those places above 10,000 feet, and we continue to cool down on Sunday in the morning. Afternoon temperatures not too far off. If we get a lot more cloud cover on Saturday, this is going to be way too warm for our afternoon temperatures. So once again, we've got showers around until this evening with a few thunderstorms, a brief break from the weather, and then it gets real messy again, especially from Friday into the weekend. Everyone have a great day and do stay safe out there.